Senior European politicians are convinced the departure of Dominic Cummings from Downing Street is a sign the UK is about to U-turn and offer a compromise in ongoing Brexit negotiations. On Friday it was announced Mr. Cummings, formerly the Prime Minister's chief advisor, will stop working from Downing Street with immediate effect. According to the BBC, he will continue to work from home until the new year. Lee Kane, Number 10's communications director, had already announced his resignation. Prominent EU officials believe the move may lead to a softening of Britain's negotiating position in ongoing trade talks. Mr. Cummings was the mastermind behind the successful Vote Leave campaign for Brexit in 2016. Manfred Weber, a German MEP and close Angela Merkel ally, told the BBC Mr. Cummings' departure and the election of Joe Biden increases the pressure on Britain to make concessions. He said, "I see what is happening now in Downing Street. We can see this as a quite chaotic situation where we don't have any idea what is really the line. I think it's now time for leadership, having all the developments in America in mind, where London has understood it will be not so easy for Boris Johnson to achieve an easy trade deal. Now it's time to take responsibility and come to a common understanding." Negotiations between the UK and EU are currently deadlocked over whether Britain will accept a level playing field on trade with Brussels. In practice, this could restrict how far Britain is allowed to move away from European regulations in a number of areas. Speaking earlier this year, European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen said, "Without a level playing field on environment, labor, taxation and state aid, you cannot have the highest quality access to the world's largest single market." Mr. Weber's argument was echoed by Philippe Lamberts, who sits on the European Parliament's Brexit Steering Group and co-leads the faction of Green MEPs. Speaking to The Times, he described the move against Mr. Cummings as probably the sign that Johnson has begun his U-turn and will in the end accept EU conditions. However, this was dismissed as simply false by the Prime Minister's official spokesman. He added, "The government position in relation to the future trade agreement negotiations is unchanged. We want to reach a deal, but it has to fully respect the sovereignty of Britain." Michel Barnier, the EU's chief negotiator, has been in London this week for talks.